Yeah. Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to you from Brand Club Gujarat. Let me introduce quickly Brand Club Gujarat. To introduce Brand Club Gujarat is a club of and for like-minded individuals involved in the various facets of advertising and marketing communication. The mission of the club is to create forums and events to help its members improve their professional competencies, thereby raising the standards of advertising in the state. For more than a decade now, it has been conducting fruitful sessions and effective initiatives for the benefit of marketing communications fraternity. In 2021, we introduced our flagship event, Virtual Brand Fest Season 1, followed by Virtual Brand Fest Season 2 in 2022.
I don't know why this to come.
We received an overwhelming response to this initiative.
1 minute.
I would request everyone to kindly mute your videos, please. We received a overwhelming response to these initiatives, and we had veterans of the industry as our esteemed speakers. We have been fortunate of receiving motivating support from media houses, business houses, and academic institutions. The best part is that the virtual nature of this event has helped us to reach larger audience across India and abroad, helping us to enhance the participation and learning of the business, marketing, advertising, communication fraternity at large. So we are lucky this year to have industry stalwarts as the speakers like veteran Mr. Sam Balsara, Manimala Harajarika from ASCII, Soumya Mohanty from Kantar, Mr. Jain Mehta from Amul, and also a lot of such dignitaries who are going to be there. So good morning, sir, from all of us from Brand Club Gujarat. MADISON Group has always been very supportive to us. We had eminent speakers from MADISON Group in all our earlier editions of Brand Fest. So such inspiring gestures actually fuel us to move ahead. We are extremely delighted and motivated to have you, sir, today. We are grateful to you for your valuable time. Friends, let me introduce Mr. Sam Balsara. Sam is the head of the completely Indian-owned MADISON Group, which offers services in 11 specialized functions in advertising, media, business analytics, out-of-home PR, retail, rural activation, entertainment, and sports. Over the past 34 years, MADISON has grown to become India's largest Indian-owned communication company, employing about 1,100 communication experts, serving over 500 advertisers. MADISON Media is the largest independent media agency by share and fifth largest independent media agency by size in the world, according to REC-MA. Sam is India's most influential media person for 11 years, as per ET Brand Equity. A big round of applause for this. He is also a recipient of AAAI Lifetime Achievement Award. Sir, we are honored to have you today. Speaking about the topic, which I'll quickly take you through because I think we need Sam sir to speak more than me. There was a time when we had one channel, Doordarshan, and the entire world glued to serials like Ramayana. Then came multiple channels, multiple publications, and multiple communication mediums. Now it's the time when we eat, drink, and sleep digital. Time has now been challenging, difficult to understand the media habits, tough to plan the media budgets in digitized India. So to talk on this, who can be someone better than Sam sir, who can enlighten us on the subject planning in a digital dominated India. Sir, all yours.
Okay, thank you, Sanjay, and for inviting me to your prestigious Brand Club's annual conference in Gujarat. Now, before I start, I must say that I recognize Gujaratis as the original native marketers who were early believers in the power of advertising and brand. Go back, I think, to the 80s, the days of Doordarshan, and you cannot but think of Nirma, which purely on the back of, I would say, advertising, became India's first native powerful brand. Then came Rasna, and then your Wagh Bakri Chai and many others. So it is not really, according to me, the Tatas and the Birlas and the Mafatlals, the big industrialists of those days, who kind of fully utilize the power of advertising despite all the resources at their command. But it was smaller businessmen of Gujarat who recognized that advertising can help them build a brand, and they did so very successfully. So my hats off to Gujarati businessmen for having the foresight to recognize the power of advertising. Now let me come to the subject that I've selected for today's discussion, which is, as Sanjay said, planning in a digital dominated India. No doubt the life of the marketer and that of the media agency has become very, very complex since the days when Nirma started advertising, when, all they had to do was advertise on Doordarshan in the Hindi feature film Chitrahar and Phool Khile Hai Gulshan Gulshan on Fridays, and the job was done. Today, thanks to the power of digital and its rapid adoption, it has become extremely complex, and it is not really possible for entrepreneurs who are focused on their business to understand the intricacies of media planning in a digital dominated world. So it's also no secret that digital today dominates everyone's life, both personal and professional or business. And therefore, it's no surprise that it dominates advertising and our ADEX too. Now, the first point that you have to recognize is that media habits are changing. So before we jump into the intricacies of media planning in a digital world, let us first recognize how consumers are changing, and more specifically, how their media habits are changing. In 5 years, whilst individuals with TV homes increased by about 100 million, individuals with mobiles increased by about 300 million. Today, whilst television does have the largest reach, digital reach is not far behind with a slender margin. As we all know, digital consumption is very high in India thanks to data being available at a very low cost. There has been a 9x increase in short video content since 2016, and Indians now spend almost 5 hours on our smartphones, which is the highest across the globe. Now, as this chart shows, the younger you are, you spend more time on digital. The older groups spend more time on television. But as we all know, most advertisers and brands, for some reason, want to focus on youth. Another significant change in media consumption over the last few years is that there is a dramatic increase in multimedia consumption, making dominating share of voice strategies across media very expensive and therefore difficult. Dominating share of voice was a major growth and success strategy adopted by most large companies like Lever, Procter & Gamble, Colgate in the past. But today, life for them has also got a lot more complicated. And for sure, because of this change in media habits, whilst life has become more complex, it has also thrown up terrific opportunities for younger and newer entrepreneurs to also dream of owning a brand, because the entry price for advertising, thanks to digital, has come sharply down. Multimedia consumption has also gone up, and this is more pronounced amongst younger age cohorts like millennials and Gen Z that belong to the age group 16 to 36 years that most brands want to target. Also, understandably, digital consumption intensity, a unique parameter that all of us interested and those who use advertising must recognize, and that is reach into time spent. And it's highest for digitals amongst millennials and Gen Z. You can see in this chart the sharp contrast in percentages for millennials and Gen Z. For print and radio, it is at mere 1 and 2% versus digital at 56%. Now, what has been the change in media habits on our Indian ADEX? For starters, let me first give you a global perspective. Global ADEX now stands at $880 billion, having grown at a compound annual growth rate of 10% in the last 5 years, despite COVID. So, at least I am delighted that despite all the changes, advertising continues to be the gas that fires the marketing engine. But that, of course, all marketing people know and believe in, and so do most CEOs and promoters, and those that invariably don't get invariably left behind. In the olden days, there was thinking of many traditional businessmen that my product is the best and therefore I don't need advertising. But that doesn't work in today's complex world. Now, this is a dramatic slide which gives you shares of individual mediums in global ADEX across last 5 years. You will see from the first bunch of graphs which represent digital, that digital has grown in share from 46% to a dramatic 68%. All other mediums, including the mighty television, have declined year on year in share. Mind you, I'm talking only of share. And digital today is larger in global ADEX than the combined share of all other mediums. Only 10 years ago, it would have been impossible to conceive of this construct of global ADEX. Indian ADEX, with which we have to be concerned with, was initially slow to adopt digital, possibly because of lower penetration, but is now galloping. And last year, for the first time, it overtook TV ADEX to become the #1 medium in India. According to our Pitch Madison report, some of you may be familiar with, which we have been bringing out for the last 20 years, we expect ADEX to grow 16% in India against global ADEX which is expected to grow by only 3%, 3% versus 16% in India. Our expectation is that digital will continue its onward march, growing at 25% and earn a share of 41%, whilst TV's growth at 9% and its share at 32% will be no less impressive considering what is happening in global ADEX. As you know, FMCG or consumer products is the largest category in ADEX, accounting for 30%. And FMCG advertisers have begun to embrace digital in a bigger way. The country's largest advertiser, Unilever, now spends 25 to 30% of its total advertising budget on digital. Now, rise of digital ADEX is in line with changing consumer behavior and their media habits, which I spoke to you about. Very often I've asked myself, what is it that is making digital ADEX shoot up all over the world and now in India too? Now, there are several reasons that I have come up with. One, of course, that consumer behavior is changing, and all of us now spend much more time with screens, whether it is mobile screen, laptop screen, desktop screen, or TV screen. Secondly, COVID, low-cost geo telecom service, low-cost handsets have increased mobile penetration in India to unbelievable levels. Combine this with digital's ability of sharper targeting and low threshold levels for advertising, digital advertising is able to attract and deliver leads or sales to tens of thousands of small-time businessmen and even housewives running a business from home. Now, understandably, we can't and should not continue to do media planning in an environment where media habits have so dramatically changed. So how do we plan in this new digital-dominated world to take advantage of the unique capabilities of digital and at the same time recognize that digital has some shortcomings too when looked at from the perspective of advertisers who want really to build their brand and build their brand equity? Clearly, it is big advances in relevant technology that is driving use of digital in advertising. As I see it, technology powers 4 pillars that make digital media powerful and attractive to advertisers. The first is that digital enables us to go beyond demographics. Digital scores on targetability. As we all know, with TV, one can target only by state, town class, NCCS, age group, and sex, and to some extent, geographically. However, in digital, besides targeting age, gender, and socioeconomic class, one can use things like parental status, marital status, education, home ownership, employment, life stage and events, affinity. You can prescribe very narrow geographies. And of course, there are remarketing possibilities. I have here for you 3 examples where Madison has used digital sharper targeting abilities to great advantage for brands. For Nicotex, which is a chewing gum that helps you give up smoking, we could target both newly married and new parents at a time when one is most concerned about one's health. For Tanishq, we created special communication that addressed only those who were going to get married soon. For Asian Paints, we targeted young couples with high interest in home decoration. All this, as you know, is not possible with any of the traditional media like print, television, radio, or outdoor. And digital enables us, or at least those who know how to use digital, all these facilities at the click of a few buttons. Digital offers us another significant advantage thanks to technology, that is granular analytics. I have here a case study from McDonald's in India. We're using a new tool of Google called Ads Data Hub, ADH. We determined that the maximum exposure we needed to convert a prospect to a customer, or rather minimum was 7 and maximum 11. Further, through this analytics, we were able to determine that the exposure needed to vary city by city based on McDonald's inherent strength and competitive intensity. For example, in Mumbai, exposure could be as low as 4, whereas in Bangalore, it needed to be 8. This detailed analysis was made possible entirely by digital technology, and it helped McDonald's double their orders with very little increase in advertising budgets. So granular insights are possible with digital thanks to technology. Technology enables real-time attribution and also makes possible faster corrective action, all of which is not possible in other media. So on the whole, digital does help improve ROI dramatically, and with continued usage, you can bring in further efficiency. The third pillar that I would like to talk about is contextual messaging. This is an ad not from the Madison's table, but a Diwali campaign for a gift pack of Cadbury done several Diwalis ago, where technology helped create thousands of ads featuring Shah Rukh Khan as the protagonist on video, promoting not Cadbury the brand, but Cadbury dealers by name. Sorry, did someone say something? Sanjay?
No, sir. Please continue.
Okay. So one can't help but marvel at the magic technology can provide to advertising. For Dhani, which is a personal loan app where we had to achieve 1 million Aadhaar verified leads in 12 weeks, we again relied on technology which enabled both the offer as well as the creative renditions to be customized on a real-time basis based on a sharper understanding of what will trigger the viewer to act. This helped us achieve not only the client's ambitious objective of delivering 1 million plus leads, but we overachieved that ambitious objective by 50%. On Google Play Store, Dhani became one of the top 3 apps amongst financial apps. My last pillar is virality. Here is something we did for Marico, and the campaign started with just 10 macro influencer celebrities giving a chumpy to their favorite person set on a common catchy tune and inviting viewers to do the same. Let me play this video for you. What happened actually blew our mind. Consumers uploaded 7.8 million videos, which collectively garnered 5.2 billion views. Now, all this is great, but I want to highlight to y'all that as I see it, there are some shortcomings too of digital media. And as intelligent people, both businessmen and media planners, whilst taking advantage of the power of digital media, we should recognize these shortcomings and see if we can compensate for them. The first shortcoming is lack of spillover. Now, you must know that spillover is often the unsung hero of television. As this chart shows you, if you're targeting, say, middle-aged people, 22 to 40 AB, of which, say, there are 2.4 million individuals, then in TV, you're accounting for and paying for 2.4 million, but you're getting an additional 5.6 million through spillover among remaining audiences free of cost. So if you have substantial buyers beyond your defined target audience, you are reaching them free of cost. Digital does not offer us such free bonus exposure. You pay for every exposure you get. Now, as you know, for beauty and personal care category, which is indeed a very large advertising category, we generally define the media TG as women. Whereas in actual fact, we know that there are substantial male users varying from 60% in deos to 42% in face wash. So if we use the same TV that we use for as TG in planning digital, we will miss out on all these male users because males will never see your ad. Secondly, digital is inefficient when we are planning for mass brands with very large number of users straddling many age groups and income groups. All of you senior marketing people and businessmen must not forget that the way we buy TV is very different from the way we buy digital. TV is bought on a CPRP basis, that is cost per rating point, and digital is bought on a CPM basis, that is cost per thousand. In a growing market with growing penetration, CPRP works for the advertiser, whereas CPM works for the media owner. This very basic difference for many campaigns, especially for those where target audience is more than 40 million as a rough guideline, and where target audiences are generally very widespread, TV is far more efficient. But where digital is more efficient is that if your target audience is smaller, as a rough guideline, less than 40 million. The third and major shortcoming, as I see of digital, is in the area of viewability. Now, there are three critical factors that affect viewability, which is coverage, clutter, and dwell time. Coverage is the proportion of the screen that the ad covers. Clutter is what's going around the ad, and dwell time is the time for which the ad is visible. On coverage, we all know that TV and cinema offer the advertisers 100% coverage, but not all digital video offers us 100% coverage and a clutter-free environment. Again, on clutter, TV tends to score, since at least when the ad is playing, the screen is clutter-free, unlike in many formats of digital ads, especially when you're scrolling your news feeds. As you know, TV has very stringent standards on dwell time, probably because most TV rating systems are instituted by a technical committee consisting of advertisers, agencies, and media owners. Ratings are available by the minute, which is a composite figure of number of people watching multiplied by the duration of time they watch. On the other hand, minimum viewability standards for digital are very lax. If a video is seen on the screen with 50% of pixels for at least 2 continuous seconds, the Media Rating Council for Video Viewability Standards says it can be counted as a view for the advertiser. And there is no common standard across publishers. YouTube's TrueView gives us a full view, but Facebook counts a view if an ad is seen both in stream and stories ads for 3 seconds. Facebook TruePlay counts a view if 97% is seen or 15 seconds. Pinterest and Twitter count a view if the ad is seen for 2 continuous seconds. The vast majority of video ads on digital are not viewed completely or fully, and yet they are counted as if they were. This might work in performance marketing, but it definitely cannot be accepted for campaigns that are released to build brand equity. So advertisers need to monitor completed views. VTR is 100% but for TV, but not so for digital. I'm sure nobody will disagree with me when I say we need to compare CPMs on a like-to-like basis. For example, if only 30% of impressions are viewed completely, the implication is that our CPM will actually be 3 times more. Finally, branding campaign should track and pay only for completed views, just like we do for television. Yet, today's reality is that even large brands need to incorporate digital in their media plan to take advantage of digital's unique capabilities. Also, because the unfortunate truth is that linear TV GRPs are falling. See the fall year after year. Significantly, BARC now gives us viewership data spread across heavy, medium, and light TV viewers. So besides the fact that time spent on TV is coming down, which by itself is a significant development in media in India, is that exclusive use of TV alone will lead to inadequate exposure of your message to light TV users. This slide brings out the point very well. So if we are targeting females of age group 22 to 60, SECAB India Urban, which is about 70 million individuals, and our science determines that we need to deliver 540 GRPs, a heavy, medium, and light analysis will show to you that you will reach 23 million individuals with almost double the GRPs at 913. Another 23 million will get 478 GRPs, closer to what you intended. But another 23 million individuals will get only 242 GRPs, less than half of what you intended. So the point is that you are not adequately meeting your reach objective with 1/3 of your TG if you use television alone in your media plan today. And this is where digital comes in. Google, cleverly in their interest, now provides us information on this 23 million live TV viewers, again through use of technology that enable us to address these live TV viewers through digital and meet our objective of 540 GRPs. Use TV plus digital video enables us to correct the imbalance and reach all audiences more or less equally. So to summarize, digital media is powerful because it offers us behavioral targeting, data-driven analytics, contextual messaging, and our content can go viral. However, we need to recognize that it has some shortcomings. It does not give us the benefit of spillover. It is cost inefficient for reaching large audiences, and viewability is an issue. We should recognize that complete views, uninterrupted, are important for brand building. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen of Gujarat, for listening to me. And if you have any questions, then I am available to you for a little more time. So Sanjay, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such an enriching session and mentioning the digital merits and demerits, which were quite enriching for all of us. Anybody, as the participant, needs any questions to be asked, please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Hello, sir. My name is Sarsan.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am wooden manufacturing.
What sector are you in?
Wooden manufacturing, pallet, box, etc.
Achha, okay.
So my question is, sir, you tell me B2C marketing,
Yes.
but I want B2B marketing.
Yes, for B2B marketing, digital, I should think, is much better suited. Because,
So-
you know, your target audience is very small and narrow. So, and you don't need to spend huge sums of money. So through digital, although your cost per individual contact may become very high, it will be worth it for you because at least you can sharply target and reach out to your few trade consumers.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, sir. On the behalf of audience, I have a question here. People are asking, how will AI change the media planning?
Who will change AI?
Huh.
So, you know, there are lots and lots of technological advances and developments in the world. And I think as intelligent people, we must take advantage of all those technologies available to us. I think AI and ChatGPT and all of these things which are emerging are going to help us improve our ROI and improve the effectiveness of our media and marketing plans. And I think it would be foolish in today's world to close your eyes to all this development. And one should be aware of all these developments and take advantage of them. If I may venture to say, one disadvantage of Gujarati businessmen who are very focused on saving money don't like to pay for professional advice. And they want to try and do everything themselves. But in this digital world, it's not possible. There are so many things that are at play that you need professional people who are doing this day in and day out. Even they have difficulty in keeping up to speed with all the developments. So an entrepreneur should focus on what he is good at and allow the media professionals to do their job. That would be time better utilized for the businessman and the entrepreneur.
Yes, sir. Very rightly advised, sir. I believe because you yourself belong to Gujarat, so you know it better than anybody else in this world.
Yes.
So that was a great insight which you gave, right, sir? And I think, is there any other questions or?
I may also tell you
Yes, sir.
that just as a little aside, that, you know, I spent the first, until 5th standard, I studied in Balsara before my dad moved to Bangalore. And my elder daughter, Tanya, is unfortunately now deprived of sight.
Yeah.
But she teaches blind people like her free of cost how to use computers. And now we have as many as 5 centers in Gujarat which teach young boys and girls who are blind computer education. And just, I think 2-3 months ago, we opened a center even in Balsara.
Yes, sir. I have been observing her in the social media and all the activities, and she is a great inspiration for all of us. And I think recently she has completed 10 years, right, of the center.
No, much more. I think 15 years possibly.
Yeah. We all are with her, and we feel inspired by the initiatives which she takes. Right, sir?
Good. I'll communicate your good wishes to her.
Kudos to her, sir. Right, sir. And
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We treasure your presence, and we will be looking forward to such presentation next year also, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Sir.
bye-bye. Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.